Good morning, friends. How is everyone doing? Good morning, Barbara. How are you? Good morning, Terry. I am feeling much better today. Unfortunately, another migraine, but I've learned my whole life to go on even when I have a migraine. Hi, Christina. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, Jeanette. No, you didn't miss it. I got home in time. Welcome, BJ. Hi, Noni, how are you? Ray from Crafty. How was her live? I gotta catch her replay. Welcome, Gigi. You're in chilly Northern California. I know you're in Chile. Yes, feeling much better. Thank you so much. Um, I did take my sister to her appointment this morning. Everything went well. They took a little longer than I expected. And so I just got home about 5 minutes ago, but made it in time. And then the rest of my day, once I'm done here, it's time to go pick up my granddaughter. And then my daughter needs me to pick something up for her that's a gift for my youngest granddaughter. So she wants me to hide it here. And then I know I had something else to do. I'll figure it out. Don't know what it is at this point. Um, you had that mine went away, or so I thought, and then middle of the night again it came back. So woke up, took more meds, and but this time I didn't go back to sleep. But I didn't wake up till about 3. So I took meds and kind of just stayed up and did some more stuff in my craft room till it was time to go pick up my sister. But the cold should be leaving me alone for now. I hope. All right, friends. Looks like we have 18 of my crafty friends watching right now. And hold on, let me check the thumbs up. And we have 12 thumbs up. So not bad. I'll take it. You're still cozy in bed. I wish. No, I can't stay in bed too late anymore. I don't know. My brain doesn't let me just sit, so I always have to have myself busy. Yes, migraines are awful. Hi, Donna. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, Helene. How are you? Um, hey, Pam. How are you? So let's get started into day 12. Why don't we? Where is 12? Here's 12. Here it is. So yeah, I was working on at 3 in the morning, working on a project for my oldest daughter. She wanted me to make her another Grinch sign for her house. So I'm working on that. Should have it done by tomorrow. And then I can get back to wrapping Christmas gifts again, which is always fun. Oh, no. Oh, you're having a late lunch. Nice. Yes, I am well. Um, and yes, nobody sleeps in when they have cats or dogs. I don't have either. So it's just me not sleeping in. All right, friends, let's take a peek at what's in here. Oh, how cute. It's this little good old fashioned telephone die. And I don't think my grandkids would know what an old fashioned phone looks like. It's, anything that's not a cell phone, I don't think they would know what it looks like. But oh, how cute. I love it. What's this piece? This has to be the cord. Let me look at the picture real quick. Off to the side. Yeah, that's the cord. So this will be the detail here, and then this will be the cord over there. Ah, my camera's blurry again. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna go off real quick and then just get off camera. Okay. Nope, still looks blurry. I wonder if it's having this here. Let me try something, guys. Because I didn't use that the first few days, and it didn't seem to get blurry on me. Here, still blurry. That looks a little better, right? Yeah. Okay. I'm not going to put my magnet there. Okay. Next is our 12 days of Stitchmas. The cord confused you. Hey, I showed you how to use it. Ah. My mom has a landline, but she doesn't have this kind of phone. It's a one with digital numbers that she can see because she's doesn't have very good vision anymore because of the macular degeneration. Yeah. Oh my goodness. No. uh, remember the busy signal and um, having to remember people's phone numbers. I remember that. Like I still remember our phone number growing up. I still remember that one to this day. Okay, let's check out day 12 of our 12 days of Stitchmas. Party lines. I'm not old enough to remember party lines, but I think my mom is. It wasn't blurry for you. Okay, maybe it was just on my end. Oh, look, this little nutcracker. How cute. That one, now that I see it, if I remember correctly, had a lot of detail to it. Let's pull that out. Oh, I lost something. Oh, there it is. I'm going to have to put that in my little book where I'm going to store all my dies. Okay, let's take a peek. Oh, this one does have quite a few pieces. Oh, quite a few pieces. Goodness. Yeah, I remember this had a lot of little tiny intricate pieces and a lot of detail to it. Whoa. Okay. So there it is. So let's move our phone over here. This is our Spellbinders. This is our Stitchmas. And then let's pull in our tailored expressions. Guys, this feels like scissors. Would they give us scissors? I don't know. Let's see. They are. They're these cute little scissors. Oh, what does it say? Share joy. It says share joy on there. See, let's see just how sharp I think they are. I don't want to cut my bags. Here, let me cut one of these pieces of crumpled up paper. So cute. Oh, they're sharp. Cool. So cute. Okay, that's tailored expressions. Let's check out Pink and Main. Any directions? Any directions on watching you and Gina K? Oh, she's opening today, huh? So I'll start opening since this is my last day for the 12 days of Stitchmas. I'll start opening my Gina K calendar. Let me grab it so you could see the box. I'll start opening that one tomorrow. I want Gina K to do all her reveals first, which she starts today. So this one I'll start opening tomorrow. Okay, friends? I have it at the ready. I'm excited to see what's in there. So I'm not going to watch any of her reveals. You had a party line. You still have party lines now? Is that even a thing? Maybe in other countries. I don't think it's a thing here. Up, another flower. Another flower, my friends. Stamp. This one's a peony. So we're going to vote because my granddaughter goes into work. Yeah, not now, huh? No party lines now. But I remember there was a movie with Doris Day and Rock Hudson, I think it was. And if I remember correctly, was the name of the movie Party Line? I don't remember. But it's about uh it starts with them having a party line and they share and they're just disgruntled. They don't like each other, but they end up not knowing. She doesn't know that it's him that shares a party line, and they end up falling in love and blah 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 blah. Okay, so let me go add a poll. So Spellbinders, Stitchmas, or Taylor Expressions, or Pink and Main. Ready, set. Oh, where'd it go? Oh. And we're starting the poll. I'm going to play a little bit of music, my friends.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday, it means so much more than words can say. And I claim that Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents, but it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day. This year I'll think about how I'm so lucky to have a place that I can come home to. Yes,
Oh
I
my
am
goodness.
on my way. We'll put our differences aside and just enjoy this moment of peace and love and happiness. We come together.
I just realized I wasn't muted with that music going. So you heard all my coughing and noises around here. Sorry, friends. Oh my goodness. All right. So you hid both of your calendars so well that you just found them. I put mine up high, out of reach, but I could still see them, so I knew where they were. And I Googled. The name of that movie was Pillow Talk. So let's take a look at our poll. Where are we? So with 42%, my friend, we are going to be using Pink and Main. All right. Let me get back over here to my other tab. Sometimes my tabs don't play nice. Okay, so we're going to use Pink and Main. And I'm going to turn the fan on because I'm starting to get overheated in here. All right, let me move these dies out of the way. I am going to put them on my magnet sheet here, but just off to the side. Okay, so, and I'll put my scissors off to the side, and let me see, I have my little background layer, and do I have you white cardstock cut already? I do not. That is okay. I think I'm actually going to stamp directly on this pink paper. Okay, friends? I'm not going to use white. Thought about using watercolor for a second, but not going to. I don't think anyway. We'll see right now what I end up wanting to do. Alrighty. All right. I am going, what's the sentiment on here? Sending love. Yeah, I can do that. All right. Magnet. Let me see if I can get it off to the side and in the corner. That should work. With a high shelf next year. What did I do with a high shelf? What are we talking about? What did I forget? Hey, Jay, how are you, my friend? Thanks for joining us. High shelf. Oh, on my pegboard? I have a few up there. I like them up there. Okay, remember this is our color palette. So, I actually think I'm going to stamp using the gray. It's a soft stone. It's kind of a darker gray, but I think it'll be okay on that pink. You ready for holiday break? My whole life is holiday break. Retirement's the best for me. I really don't have to do anything I don't want to do. So when I schedule things and I have plans, it's because I choose to do that. So, it is what it is. Okay. And then I'm going to use the sending love sentiment. What did I do with my cleaning rag? Well, here's one of them. This is a real dirty one, but it'll work. Okay. And I'll stamp that sentiment before I get to coloring my peony. And I'll just stamp it right here. Sending love. Okay. I'm going to use the same gray there. I haven't used too much of there's some gray on our color palette, and I haven't used too much of that, I don't think, in the last almost 2 weeks. So I want to add that today. And I will put the sentiment back in here so I don't lose it. And move this out of the way. Okay. So, excuse me. Something else got pushed way back here. Yes. This I'm going to add to my card base right now so I can just get that out of the way. And why is my tape runner not working? Don't you just hate when that happens? All right, let's see if I can get it to go. It's wrapping around this. So let me try and get it to stop doing that. Let's see. Better. And my husband is going to get off work early today. That may be him texting me now. No, that wasn't him. One of my children, of course. Okay, so that's going to go there. This I'm going to trim down. Okay. Okay. This is going to go here. Now, I have to decide how to color this. I did not clean my glass mat from my earlier projects. I think I'm going to need a layer of that teal behind there. So, to kind of break it up between the pink flower layer. Yay. So what did Alicia use today, friends? Since I only get to watch the replays. I miss seeing her live. Like, I'm sad that I'm missing that, but I need to not see what is in the advent calendars till I am done. Okay. So then if this goes here, yeah, that's better. I'll put it towards the bottom. What if I use, I've done watercolor, I've done my Copic markers. What if I use my colored pencils today? Those are the kids' colored pencils. These are my colored pencils. She used Spellbinders, the phone. Yeah, I'm excited to use that one. I'll use it to make and add to my little Polaroid album. In fact, I didn't show you yesterday, the ones I did. I didn't use yesterday's. I just rested afterwards, but there's day 9. I think I might not have shown it to you. And there's day 10 with a little piece of toast. But I didn't do day 11. So today I'll work on day 11 and day 12 and add those in. Hopefully. Fridays are kind of busy around here because I don't cook or anything, but I have to take my granddaughter to work earlier. She goes in earlier, and then that breaks up my day a little differently. So, okay. So I'm going to make this peony kind of a darker pink, and we'll see how this goes. We will just see how this goes, friends. You did not miss much, my friend. It always runs out in the middle of it. I know. It didn't run out. It wound itself up. But I have a second one, Jay, that I bought in case that happened because it never fails. It's always in the middle of a live. Always. Now, I know I have some Gamsol, but I think I'm not going to use it today. I think I'm just going to color in and just maybe do a darker layer and a lighter layer, or bring it in a lighter pencil. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not the best colorist. I always enjoyed coloring as a child. I really did. And I was more of the stay in the lines kind of child. Although I could think outside the box, when I was actually coloring, I wanted to make sure I stayed in the lines. I was what you call a GATE student. So here in San Diego, GATE students, it's the Gifted and Talented Education Program. And so they would do an assessment back then when students were in second grade. And so I think back when I was in second grade, the psychologist used to do the testing, and the psychologist called my mom in and asked her if I had done any schooling before school. Like, had I had extra help? Was I having extra help at home? And my mom says, well, no, I mean, she started reading when she was in preschool, but like no extra tutoring or anything. We just kind of read at home. And so she was concerned and she thought, does she need extra help? And he said, oh, no, 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 no. Her reading level is at a 12th grade reading level. And I was in second grade. So they wanted to skip me a grade. And my mom thought about it. And, she thought, well, I was already older than the rest of the kids because my birth date was beyond the cutoff. So I had been held back from most kids my age, one grade. So I would have been in the same grade as had I been born a month earlier if they promoted me up a grade. But my mom thought about it and she talked to my dad and they decided no, because they wanted me to just enjoy being a kid and having fun and not focus so much on, being promoted, because they thought, we'll promote her. And if she does well in, the third grade, we'll double promote her up to the fourth grade. And they were like not happy with that idea. And I'm so glad. I'm so grateful my mom did that, because no, I wouldn't want to miss out on my childhood. Like, I enjoyed school. I loved school. Um, I did well in school, but I wouldn't have wanted to have not been with the kids I had already been going to school with since preschool. So thank you, Mom, Dad, for leaving me in my grade with my friends. Hmm. Yeah, it was 12th grade reading level, and I think my math level. No, let me take that back. My math level was 12th grade, and my reading was 11th or something. One was 11th, one was 12th. I don't know. I don't remember. I just knew I could read. And by the way, I could read in both Spanish and English because my mom taught us to read in Spanish first, and then we learned to read and speak and write in Spanish first, and then English came later. And by later, I mean a month later. I don't know. We just knew we had to speak both languages. She did make sure we stayed in an all English class at school, though. We didn't get put in a bilingual program because back then, and again, I'm grateful she didn't do that. But back then, the bilingual programs, all they were was you were teaching the kids in Spanish all day anyway, and they weren't really learning English. Um, in fact, on some of the days that I would have finish ahead of time in my class, which I typically did, they would send me to go help the bilingual students in their classes. Which, thinking about it, I should have got paid for that. But yeah, so no bilingual class. I was all English class, and I'm grateful for that because I think I have a good command of the English language mostly, while still having my Spanish language to retain my culture. I think all of that's important. To me, it is anyway. I want to always retain that little bit of my culture. There's a lot of fun things about our culture and our heritage. All right, there's my peony. What do you think? Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, skipping, I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I didn't. I don't know if I just think anyone, Jay, you don't have to be smart. Just anyone that applies themselves and just likes learning can do well on those tests. I just, to me, it was not a big deal. And I didn't, it bugged my sister to no end, though. My younger sister did not enjoy school quite as much. And I think part of that had to do with she's a year behind me. And I think a lot of that had to do with teachers saying, "Oh, you're Yvette's sister. Oh, then you're just going to do wonderful. We just have great, we expect great things from you." And don't do that to a kid. Don't compare them to their siblings. And teachers should have known better. They should have known better. Um, I guess they didn't back then. Who knows? I don't like the way that came out. Let me rub that out a little bit. I think I'm going to have to find my Gamsol. But yeah, they did that to her all the time, and that was so unfair to her. We're very different people. She's very smart. She's super smart. I mean, she was a teacher before she retired, but just because you're smart doesn't mean you like school. I liked school. I loved it. I'm looking for my Gamsol, guys. Give me a give me a second. Oh, Gamsol, what did I do with you when I rearranged my room? Who knows? Who knows? I don't know what I did with it. Oh well, I'm gonna just have to deal with it. Just make this all dark. So anyway, I feel bad. I didn't know that that was happening to her when we were growing up. You know, and there's nothing I could have done about it. I was a kid, but that was so unfair to her. So I was pretty good about not comparing my kids because I have kids. They're all very smart. Some of them love school. Some of them not so much. So they love other things, but and I think a lot of that has to do with the teachers too. I had really good teachers and they made school fun for me and I enjoyed it. Like when I was in kindergarten, back in the day, let me go check. Oh, thanks, guys. Your elementary school kids moved up on certain classes versus skipping a grade. So they did that to me. I was about to say in kindergarten, back in the day, there was nap time. Kindergarten was only half a day back then. And then a portion of that day was spent napping. Um, but I was not a good napper. So while my classmates were napping, I would go up to the first grade class and work with them. So it worked out, I guess. And then that's what would happen in the following grades. When reading groups were happening in second grade, I would go up to the third or fourth grade class, and it just kept going up like that. But I mean, that didn't help when I was in sixth grade because there was nothing for me to go up to. Because then the next grade would have been junior high, and that was a different school. And the good thing about being a good student, and I would tell my sister all the time, but she didn't believe me. Um, if you're a good student, the teacher didn't really review your work as closely as the not so good students. So I could get away with B level work and still get an A because they kind of just assumed my work was all going to be good. And this is in junior high and high school. Um, they just, once the teacher gets to know what kind of student you are, they don't scrutinize your work quite as much. Like back then, when I was in high school, I don't think they have to do it this way anymore, but you would have to turn in when you turned in your paper for English class, you'd have to have your outline, your rough draft, your second rough draft, and then your final draft. And they would give you like this would be a project that you'd know about at the beginning of the semester, and then you'd have to turn it in mid-semester. And I would never work on it until the night before. And I would do, and they would be like, okay, we're on week 2 of the semester. You should have your outline close to done. And they didn't check if you did. So I would do everything the night before and then just hand it in. That's what I did. So I don't know. And I told my sister, just do good for the first week or two, and then the teacher won't look at your stuff so well. And she was like, no. And she wasn't a bad student. She was not a bad student. I was more of the A student up until I got my first B in uh was it junior high? I don't remember. I got my first B and I was mortified and I was in tears on the bus ride home. And my friends kept asking, what's wrong? Did you fail? And I no. What did you get a D? And I said, no. And they said, well, what was your grade? And I said, a B. My mom's going to kill me. And they all kind of just smacked me on the head and said, stop it. And then when I got home, my mom saw I was upset and I showed her my report card and she's like, well, what's wrong? And I said, well, look. And she's like, well, I don't see what's wrong. You have all A's and one B. What's wrong? And I looked at her and I said, well, I have a B. And she said, yeah. So what's wrong? And it was then that I realized I was the only one putting pressure on myself to get all A's. It wasn't my mom. It was me. So then I kind of lightened up on myself and allowed myself to get B's and not worry so much about it. That was just me being me. So hard. That's what I mean. I am my own worst critic. I am so hard on myself for everything I do. When it comes to any projects I do, when it comes to being a good wife, being a good mother, being a good grandmother, being a good daughter, a good sister, a good student, a good employee. I was always my own worst critic, and I continue to be my own worst critic. And I don't think that will ever change. Oh, look, guys. We're done already. Oh, you know what I should have done? Let me find. Remember, we got that bottle of like liquid, sparkle liquid from Tailored Expressions. Let me see. And I still love learning. I don't love reading unless it's to read something I want to learn about. But I don't do like recreational reading. Yeah, my sister was very resentful for a very long time until adulthood basically. And I was like, hey, that wasn't my fault. That was the teacher's fault. And she kind of was like, oh, you know what? You're right. Oh, see, that's so unfair. Teachers should know better. And I remember when I started working at a school, oh goodness, that's not okay. The good thing, I didn't get compared to my older siblings because when I was going into sixth grade, we moved, um, sold our house and bought a new house, and so it was different. I don't know. It was a different area, and I didn't have to be compared to my older siblings in junior high because I didn't go to the same junior high that they did or the same high school that they did. Um, so I didn't have that, and they were not good students. Um, although I don't know, my older sister graduated from high school a year early, but it's not that she was a good student; it's that she took extra classes so that she could just finish school earlier. Am I getting sparkle on there? I am. Hmm. Maybe if I do this. So, everybody is different. And I think teachers need to remember that. So, like when I started working at a school, um, some of the more senior teachers, I would catch them doing that. And I made a comment to one of them, and she was not happy about it. And I was like, remember that each student is an individual. You got to treat them as such. So, eh. Yes, comparisons are no fun. To admit to being related to my siblings. I like that. Don't admit. Do not admit you're related to them. And I love my brother, and my older sister was amazing. She was 9 years older than me. My brother is 7 years older than me, almost to the day. Our birthdays are 3 days apart. Although he was disappointed I was a girl, he really wanted a brother, not another sister. But he got me, and he's an awesome big brother, and I love him with all my heart. Okay. Um, oh, thank you, my friend. Program that did self-learning so I would test out, I could move on. Oh, that's good. I mean, I would have tested out of everything, probably. Yes, it discourages kids. So I'm pretty good about, sometimes my grandkids will be like, oh, I'm not as good as, whatever, this cousin or my sibling at that. And it's like, no, but you may not be as good at that particular thing, but you're wonderful at this particular thing. We're all different. You were the same thing about getting anything but A's. Yeah, I was hard on myself. Yes. My mom, I came to find out my mom didn't care what grade I got as long as she knew I was trying my best. Yeah. Yeah, it's, as long as you do your best effort, and that's what I would tell my kids. As long as I know you're doing your best, that's all I care about. If I find out you're not giving it your all, then um, we have an issue. Your son was like that, and some teachers told me kindly to back off of him. Yeah, my mom worked at this elementary school I went to, so if they had to talk to her, they would talk to her immediately. What about those teachers that didn't believe in giving hundreds or A plus? Oh, yeah, we had those in high school. Nobody will have an A plus in this class. Nobody gets 100. And I was like, want to bet? Watch me. Oh, that's hard. It's rough. Um, you have a YouTube review math videos. Oh wow, I gotta go watch that. Math was my favorite subject. I love math. Uh, it's always different. Exactly. In math, 2 plus 2 is 4. Always. 2 plus 2 is 4, and you're not going to change that answer. There's no room for interpretation. Although now they have to explain how they got to that with what is it called? Common Core, at least here in California. They have to explain why 2 plus 2 is 4 and how they came to that and show how they came to that. And it's like, oh my goodness. So, like helping my grandkids with math homework, I would just tell them, okay, you can do this and this. And they're like, no, grandma, but we have to show, like the younger kids would have to draw, a set of 2 die and another set of 2 die and show that when you circle all 4, all the die and count them, it's 4. And it's just bleh. I mean, who wants to do that? Uh-oh. Did I smear that? All right, friends. I am going to finish quickly today. We finished our card. We're going to do our drawing. My craft room is a disaster. I mean, I say that every day, huh? This is what we're giving away today, friends. You're going to get this stamp set. It's from Simon Says Stamp. It's Color Me Trees, and it does have the coordinating dice. Okay? So this will go to the lucky winner. And today, to win, where am I? Because it's our last day opening our Stitchmas calendar, you're going to put in hashtag Stitchmas. Okay? So I'm going to give you a minute to do that and play a little bit of music, my friends.
Celebrate. Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday. It means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents. But it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic Yes, every time the snow is falling down and it is cold outside, we gather around the fireplace and no one cares about yesterday. My favorite holiday. It means so much more than words can say. And I claim Christmas is a magic day. Sometimes I tend to forget what glory this holiday represents. But it's fair to say that Christmas is a magic day.
All right, friends. Let's see. Um, TJ, you want to try refreshing? See if your screen unfreezes, because on my end it looks like everything's okay, right? You can see my hand kind of wiggling around here. I'll let you do that and give you a few seconds. Did you enter already, TJ? Let's see. You did. Okay. Hopefully it unfreezes for you, but let's draw our lucky winner for today. As a reminder, you must be a U.S. resident um, or have a U.S. mailing address. Be 18 or over and a subscriber to my channel. And yes, thank you, Peggy. If I could have my crafty friends smash that like button, I think right now I have 31 likes. So, 31 likes and 31 watching. So maybe that's it. That's all we're gonna get. Okay, it's working now. Good to know. Okay, so let's draw our lucky winner for today. And let me see if I can get that drum roll going. Oh, congratulations, my friend. I will be sure to send these prizes out in January. Now, as a reminder, make sure you fill out that Google form, which is in the description box, so you can claim your prize. And I will send everything out in January once all the craziness from the holidays has subsided. Congratulations. I love you heard U.S. president. I need to speak more clearly. I apologize. No, you don't have to be a U.S. president. If you are a U.S. president and watching, well, thank you very much. But a resident of the United States. Congrats. Look, I like how everyone is so congratulatory to everyone else, to all the winners every day. It is so wonderful to see that. You heard that too. Okay, maybe it's because my voice is a little scratchy still. I don't know. Oh, and my mat is dirty. And look, can you see all the shimmer on my hand that I got from that bottle of shimmery stuff? Like, let's see if both my hands shimmer. Can you see the shimmer? I don't know. I see it here. All right, friends, I will be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate you, and I appreciate all of your wonderful comments, words of support, and encouragement, and for always checking in on me when I am under the weather, which this year has seemed to be quite a bit. All righty, friends, we'll see you tomorrow.
Last year I thought about how things can come around just like that if everyone is here to celebrate one day. We have our ups and downs, but when there's love there's always a way. And oh, this time of year we come together to celebrate. Yes, every time the